I know Huda's fans are punching air right now. Y'all really thought she and Chris would have won the money? Baby, Chris had enough. That man had been holding his breath from the time he came into the villa. And now he can breathe. He was in the darkness, now he saw the light. Good for you, Chris. Now, congratulations to the winners of Love Island USA Season 7. Let's get into it.
Kay Unscripted, no teeth restricted. In this journey, watch our stories unfold.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Kay and this is Kay Unscripted. Today I'm going to be recapping Love Island USA Season 7. It's the finale episode. Can you imagine? We're at the end of it all. Before we get into this recap, I just want to take a moment to thank you all so much for being here with me on this journey. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for tuning in every single day. It was a lot of hard work, but I'm so grateful to have you all with me. This is not the end of it, so please don't forget to like this video, hit the notification bell because there are more recaps coming, and of course subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now let's talk about what happened in this episode. The episode starts off with the final four. Then we see Nick and Olandria share a very steamy kiss. Nick finally tells Olandria that he kissed her in the blindfold challenge, and she's asking him, why did you kiss me? He said he was always interested in her, and she's like, well, why didn't that happen? Nick said that being in the villa sent him into a whole different direction. It did come out though that Nick had asked Taylor to explore with Olandria because he's always been interested in her from the beginning, but Taylor only gave him the okay to do so once Clark came into the villa. So that's something we have to keep in mind, probably something that's going to come up at the reunion. Chris and Huda are chatting. She's shocked that they're still in the villa, and so are we, because how the hell did that happen? She said she left her daughter home to come to Fiji, and she feels like she put herself first. You left your daughter home to come to Fiji, and this is how you represented yourself? Anyways, she said she's happy, and so is he. But let's see how long this this happiness lasts, because baby, things go left real quick. Iris and Pepe, they too are surprised that they're in the final four. She said that she's just happy to be ending it with Pepe. I don't know how these two made it to the final four. Anyways, everybody's heading to bed, and Huda, Chris, and Amaya, they're playing pillow fight. Now, Chris sent the pillow after Huda, and it hit her in her nose. She laid on the bed, and you could tell that she was pissed. Now, Huda did have surgery in her nose. But she's such a party pooper. She gets up and she walks out of the room. And once she does that, Chris starts rolling his eyes. That man is so annoyed with Huda. He's so tired of Huda. But anyway, she comes back into the room with a bandage on her nose. And she's like, look what I have to wear on my face. Now everybody goes to sleep. And then Huda is waking up Chris because she wants to cuddle. She probably even wants to get some. Who knows? And she's threatening that man, telling him, oh, you have 3 seconds to cuddle. Then she proceeds to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Chris said he's tired and he just wants to sleep. Huda tells Chris, if you choose to sleep and not cuddle with me, that's a battle that you're choosing tomorrow. I'm going to be mad at you if you don't. Go, what? Are you kidding me? The man says he wants to sleep. Take your behind to bed, Huda. Leave the man alone. Now that's the girl you all wanted to win, right? Anyway, it's the next morning and Huda gets a text that says that each of the couples will be going on their final dates today. Olandria then gets the text that she and Nick will be the first ones going on their date. So they get ready and leave the villa. I feel like at this point, Olandria has started to warm up to Nick. Now they're on a boat, and why was Nick reenacting Titanic? Nick plays too much. So they head to a private island, and as they're walking along the beach, they find notes in a bottle from fans of the show. That was really cute. They were both saying, wow, everyone saw this connection between us except us. Then they get to a beautiful picnic surrounded by flowers. They talk about being in love. Olandria said she's always fallen in love for the potential and not the pattern. And this is something that she definitely did in the villa. Nick said for him, love is like a seed that you keep watering, and that he's also been in love twice. So for him, the third time is the charm, and I feel like he was kind of hinting at Olandria, right? They talk about life outside of the villa and how they're still going to continue to connect with each other and explore the connection. Olandria wants to head over to Nick's family for dinner. And towards the end of the date, they hike to a mountaintop and the view was so beautiful. They get two notes. It's one from Nick's dad and one from Olandria's sister. And immediately they both start tearing up once they read the notes from their family. That was a beautiful way to end the note. I love these two together. They both bring out the softer sides of each other. We've never seen Nick be so expressive with Sierra, but he is very much that way with Olandria. Back at the villa, Chris fills in Bryan on how he's feeling with Huda. So Huda was definitely trying to get some last night. In my opinion, that's what it was kind of giving. He said that he's begun choosing his battles and he would choose sleep every time over Huda. If that's not telling you what it should tell you, I don't know what else would. So Chris asked Bryan for advice and Bryan is telling him, I feel like you should wait it out. Of course, he's going to be strategic in his response, but you can tell that Chris has had enough and he's just ready to go home. And I'm just feeling like, Bryan, why would you tell your friend to remain in a situation that isn't healthy for him? But anyway, Chris says, all right, I'll just do this date. And if the same thing comes up, if it happens again, I'm crashing out. Huda is talking to Amaya and she's telling her how Chris doesn't touch her and how she literally has to take her hand and place it around her. She's saying Chris has the nerve to be tired. God forbid the man just wants to sleep, Huda. But anyway, she says that she's always carrying conversations. Remember, she said the same thing to JD. So y'all were coming so hard for JD. Oh, she's grown now. She's changed, but she's doing the exact thing to Chris. She's saying that if Chris doesn't change, they're not going to make it outside of the villa. Huda just can't understand the fact that she's throwing coochie at a man and that's not enough for him. Girl, there's more to a woman than her body. If that's all you bring in, because guess what? There's coochie everywhere. A man can get coochie wherever he wants to. You have to come with more than that. The man wanted to sleep. Let the man sleep. Let's move on, y'all. It's Iris's and Pepe's time for their date. They both get ready and head out on the date. Meanwhile, Nick and Andrea are back from their date. Olandria and Nick, they're both filling in the guys and the girls on their date. Now, over at Iris and Pepe's date, they're on the sea, sailing a boat, and then they snorkel. They also talk about life outside of the villa and how they're excited for where they are and what that's going to look like for them. That's it for them. It's now Huda and Chrissy's time for the date. They get ready and head out while Iris and Pepe return from the date, and they too fill in the islanders on what their date was like. Now, Huda and Chris have this beautiful date. There's candles everywhere. It's in the middle of, I don't know if it's a river, but it was really nice. So he carries her to the table, and once they sit down, he's saying that he's happy that he found a genuine connection and excited to see where this is going. And I'm like, boy, why are you lying? She tells him, well, things are great, but there are things that we do need to address because I don't want there to be any animosity between us. She then tells him, I know there are things bothering you, so please go ahead and let me know what they are. Chris starts by saying he doesn't think they should be pointing out what they like and don't like about each other because they're still getting to know each other. And Huda says, no, I think you should. She wants to know. He then says that he feels that there was no respect toward him about the whole kissing situation, and she was literally about to interrupt that man. In fact, she did interrupt him a couple of times, but then he stops and he gives her a look, and he continues to talk about her telling him he's going to get the silent treatment if he didn't wake up to give her some attention. And Huda just cannot shut her mouth up. And listen, your sister just told you, shut that mouth. But here you are disrupting this man while he's trying to express himself to you. Chris tells her that the way she speaks to him, makes him feel like she's treating him like a child and he's a grown man. And this is a second guy who has also said the same thing to Huda, but let's continue. She says we were celebrating. I wanted to cuddle, but you're not giving me any attention. I'm having to put your arms around me every night. That makes me feel rejected. He says to her, the way you behave doesn't make me want to do those things to you. And as a matter of fact, it's about the way you speak to me. My own mom doesn't speak to me that way. Why should I let some girl that I'm getting to know speak to me that way? What gives you the right to do those things to me? So you could tell she was irritated and she's like, we both were wrong. And Chris was like, nah, that's not what we're going to do. She said, do you think ignoring me is right? Now, when Chris comes to explain himself, she gets really dismissive. She starts sighing. She puts her hand under her chin. She's giving him this crazy look. And he was like, see, this is why I pick my battles, because you have this stink attitude all the time. Huda, pack your bags and go home, because this entire season you've been exhausting. You've been bringing everybody's energy all the way to the ground. This is your queen that y'all saved, that y'all wanted to win. Okay, get this girl home and get her to therapy immediately. Anyways, he tells her, please let me know what you want to do, because I know what you're leaning towards. She says they don't have enough time to continue to work on the connection in the villa, and the biggest problem for her is the physical, not her attitude or communication, but physical. At this point, I just feel like they were just beating around the bush. Let's just get to it. Break up, be done with each other, and let's move on. Now, right in the middle of the argument, a lady comes to sing a song. And that was funny, because a moment that should be all smiles was definitely giving only frowns. Chris, on the other hand, he doesn't give a shit. He's like, you know what? I'm here. I'm going to enjoy this food and champagne. But Huda finally comes out and says, you know what? I think we should just be friends. And he's like, oh, okay, cool. No worries. She said, if we remain friends, are we still going to be cool with hanging out with each other? And he's like, no, I'm not going to be mad or beat or anything, but I need space from you. This is who y'all saved to be in the final four. Okay. Chris gets up to leave while she's still at the table. She starts crying. Then he comes back and he asks her, you good? Why are you crying? She ignores him and asks if he's going to carry her. He asks her again. And she said, this is hard. He's like, but you made your decision. So he gives her his hand to help her walk her way through. And she's like, so you're going to let me walk in the water? He said, I'm not carrying you. When I tell you, I screamed so much. Now back at the villa, it's Amaya and Bryan's date. They get ready and head out, and Huda and Chris are now returning to the villa from their date. Once they walk in, immediately everyone can tell that something is off. Now the girl y'all call a mean girl, did y'all peep that she was the first one to run over to check on Huda? And she was the first one who was able to tell that Huda was crying, right? Clock it. Yeah. Anyways, she's telling them about the date and how she brought up the issues to Chris and how he doesn't initiate anything with her. Now, I don't know what it is about women wanting men to be obsessed with them. That's scary to me. This new generation has no clue what a healthy relationship looks like or feels like. And I can guarantee you it has nothing to do with obsession. She then tells them that she broke up with Chris. He's filling the guys in as well, telling them that she said she just wants to be friends. He said he's seen all the red flags and he's going to find his person, but she ain't it, period. Anyways, the last date for the night was Amaya and Bryan's. She's telling him how she feels like Cinderella, and then they get a photo album with their baby pictures. Now, the way Amaya was crying, talking about her dad, I thought he had passed or something. Amaya girl. Anyways, she tells him how happy she is around him and her tears are only happy ones with him. She appreciates that he stood up for her at the Stand on Business challenge. They then take a picture together, which is the end of the photo album. And then he tells her how much he appreciates her, how she's so beautiful, and she's always making everyone happy. He wants to live with them being exclusive. And of course, Amaya says yes. This was a very beautiful date. So they get back to the villa. They gather everyone up together at the fire pit and they talk about the date. They share that they are also exclusive with each other. Everyone is happy, cheering, making a whole bunch of noise for them. And they ask, oh, there was another date, Huda and Chris's date. What happened? Huda breaks the news that they broke up. And nobody was surprised, right? So anyways, everyone heads to bed. Chris decides to sleep in soul ties. Huda said, oh, he's being dramatic. How about all of the times you were dramatic? That man said, you're not going to touch me tonight. You're not going to try to have my pin. Okay? He headed over to soul ties. So it's the next day. The girls get a text that they're leaving the villa. Remember, the guys had their guys' day. I don't know why they took so long for the girls to have their girls' day, but I was Amaya trying to figure out what R&R meant. Anyway, so the girls head out to their spa day. Huda and Iris get massages while Olandria and Amaya have mimosas at the pool. What was that? Anyways, it's now later on in the evening and the guys look super sharp. Each of the guys walk over to meet their girl, and the first one to go up was Huda and Chris. And if I were Chris, I'd say I pass, because what am I still doing here? We're not even a couple. Y'all spoiled this season so much, because what is that? What is that? How do we send a couple who's actually a couple home to have a couple that broke up literally at the end? What the hell? Anyways, y'all, Huda looked really nice in her dress. I will give her that. Then Amaya comes out. Bryan goes to meet her. She looks really beautiful as well. Next was Iris and Pepe, and lastly, Olandria came out on baby. She was given goddess. She looked bomb. I would have loved to see her do something with her hair, but she did look amazing. Now, once everyone comes together, Nick makes a toast to the final four. They dance, they have some fun. And then it's the declaration of love moment. Iris and Pepe go up first. I'm not even going to get into the declarations of love because that's just going to take up too much time. Iris and Pepe go up first, then Amaya and Bryan, followed by Huda and Chris, and lastly was Olandria and Nick. Then we see Ariana coming into the villa. She looks amazing. I'm definitely going to be stealing Ariana's hairstyle because I have a wedding to go to on Sunday and I need a hairstyle, so I'm definitely going to steal that one. So she comes into the villa and it's finally time to find out the winners of Love Island USA 2025. And here's how it went down. In fourth place was Iris and Pepe. You could tell that Iris was definitely disappointed. Iris I don't know why Iris thought they were going to rank higher, but she was upset. You could tell. In third place was Huda and Chris. Now, Huda was surprised because she's like, we should have been sent home, but we were in the third place. Now, did y'all peep when Huda went to stand by Pepe and Iris? Pepe kissed Iris and then Iris was like, one for Huda. And Huda looked like she was going in for a kiss or something. And Pepe was like, what the hell? No, that was funny. Did y'all see that? Okay. Now, in second place was Nick and Olandria. And they were just happy to be there because they didn't know that they had so much support from people. And that makes the winners of Love Island USA Season 7, Amaya and Bryan. And then there comes the moment where they both have to pick an envelope. Amaya gets the envelope that says $0. Bryan gets the envelope that says 100,000. Ariana then asks him if he wants to keep all of the money or if he would like to share the money. I don't think we've ever seen a couple not share the money, but Bryan did decide to share the money with Amaya. I am so happy that it was Amaya and Bryan, because if it was Huda and Chris, I would definitely be crashing out. But congratulations to Amaya and Bryan for being the winners of Love Island USA Season 7 2025. Okay. So, guys, we're getting a reunion. I'm definitely going to be recapping this one, and I think I will be also recapping Beyond the Villa. So, look out for this one. But this has been an interesting season thus far. It's officially the end of Love Island USA Season 7. Please share all of your thoughts with me on Huda and Chris breaking up literally at the finale. What do you think about that? And how do you feel about Amaya and Bryan being the winners of Love Island USA 2025? I need to know what you're thinking, guys. Look out for my recap on the reunion that's coming too. And I just want to thank you so much for being here. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all of your love and support. If you haven't done it already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel for more recaps like this one. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.